Hey everyone, it's Annette Dion. It's Friday, and all day long I've thought that it was Saturday. I haven't had to keep reminding myself. Anyway, there's at least today, just a short time ago, the sun came out, so maybe that will help with my time perception. It's possible. It does help when you actually see the sun rise, and then it kind of goes into different positions throughout the course of the day, and your eyes kind of register approximately what time of day it is. But it's been raining so much in Massachusetts, it's been really hard to keep track of time. Besides, if you work with the spiritual realm, there's no time there. So it's amazing I even know what year it is, what century. Um, so May 1st, I do recall that on April 1st, I felt something similar in the air, which is really a culmination of, all the stress that everybody is feeling that's going on, because we're all connected. So we're all feeling it. Whether, it's it's like personally taxing or not, we're all still feeling this tension in the air. So it being May 1st, I've picked up on this really like anxious energy, and this, because it's rent's due day, and also this like agitation, and to my surprise, well, maybe I shouldn't say to my surprise, but yesterday I did mention that I felt more restrictions coming out from the leaders, and I had a personal kind of upset myself, because I've been socially distancing, very carefully socially distancing on my daily walks, which I do in areas where there's nobody around. Um, and I keep about 35 feet distance. When I do see people, if they're on my side of the street, I cross the street. So I'm always really far away from people. And where I live, the town has mandated everyone wear masks all the time, and I became furious. I admit it. I really became like angry about that, and to feel like I'm gonna be cited as a criminal even when I am social distancing. Actually, the governor of Massachusetts just said in situations where you can't socially distance, then wear a mask. But in my town, they took it, like umpteen steps further. So I think that there's a line, and I'm a Sagittarius, and Sagittarians are known for wanting justice and, fairness. So, yeah, we're all being challenged. It's not easy. I'm just going to walk in a different town. So it's inconvenient. So, anyway, I think if you're being reasonable, you shouldn't be cited and fined. They're talking about fines up to $300 if you're just outside not wearing a mask, even if you're out in kind of the middle of nowhere. So I'm playing my soft music today, and then I, burned my sage and did what I do, because certain things can set Annette Dion, the psychic spiritual counselor, off. Nobody is perfect, and I don't pretend to be. That's for sure. I would like to pull an angel card. I hope you're doing well. I just had to kind of spew about that a little bit. I needed a vent. The angels today are saying to be calm. You think? Be calm. The other thing that I get is when you get triggered, if you can immediately go to something that you're grateful for. Immediately. At least one thing. Maybe 10 things. That is a really good coping mechanism. Even if you feel like you do your gratitudes every day, it really does make a big difference, So, like, for example, well, if you were born in communist China, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what the angels have for us today. May 1st, happy Beltane. Gosh, brand new month, and we're heading into the warm summer months. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Be adaptable. Look for the blessings in disguise. Oh, Archangel Michael. This is interesting. Archangel Michael is the great protector, and he came up the other day too, but I didn't actually pull the card. I feel like it's really important to focus on Archangel Michael if you want to feel more protected, if you want to have the feeling of more safety, more protection. And I want to send this out to people that are having trouble sleeping for some reason. I had that problem for many, many, many years of my life, and finally one day it went away. Not really like quickly, but had to work on it for a while. But this is for all the people that are having trouble sleeping. Archangel Michael is protecting you, and at night call on him to help you to feel like okay, just like, you know, it doesn't have to be like massive, but just to feel calm. And if you need help, call me. I mean, I always say call me. Email me at AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, and I can send you I can give you a meditation that'll be helpful. But anyway, Archangel Michael is looking out for us. We are protected. I know I say we're headed for extinction. We might be okay. We do have to make some serious changes. The angels really want us to, as a planetary species, to do much, much better. But in the meantime, while we're going through this, and pray for your police force, fire departments, you know, and healthcare workers, because Archangel Michael actually is known as the angel that protects them from harm. Okay, and 3 cards. I did mention yesterday Joe Biden too, remember that? Wow. I saw him on Morning Joe this morning, and I believe him. I do believe him. I don't believe that he assaulted that woman. I'm not saying that, you know, it doesn't happen. Of course it happens. I just feel like there's a lot of loose strings to that story, and that's a psychic impression. So, you know, do with it what you will. And I am a very huge supporter of the Me Too movement. So it's not that I would advocate any kind of, you know, assault. I just am not feeling I don't feel like it has legs. I don't feel like it has, you know, any merit. So, oh well. And I do feel a payoff kind of thing happening, like payoff for harassing. And I'll just leave it at that. So, yeah, I think he's going to be fine. That's like I said yesterday. I said something like, I think he's going to win. And what I mean is, I wasn't actually referring to the election. I was more referring to, even though I think that's true, that he will. But I was more referring to, you know, look at how many allegations he who shall not be named has had. And, you know, this is really small compared to, by comparison. That's all I want to say. Okay. All right. 3 cards about what's coming up over the next 24 hours. Okay. So I have to keep reminding myself, it's Friday going into Saturday. You probably won't see this till later today. The moon is void of course right now. It was in Leo. So if you're feeling out of sorts when the moon is void of course, it does tend to make you like kind of, what's going on, a little bit all over the place. So no worries. It's going to go into Virgo, which is a very grounded sign. Don't be too self-critical, because that's a Virgo trait. But being grounded, being connected to the earth, I heard just a little while ago that the sun is actually going to come out in Massachusetts. So yay! That'll be nice. Outdoor activities with the mask. I could get a fine. I don't know. Because that's just me. Anyway, I'm used to being different. I have a feeling some of you can relate to that. Okay, so the Knight of Swords. This is somebody, actually this came up, I thought it came up yesterday. This is help. This is help arriving to, this is interesting because I feel like you're going to hear about some small businesses that got what they needed, and I feel like they're going to spearhead a movement and start leading the way. So this feels like a collective group of small business organizations, restaurants included, I know I mention restaurant businesses a lot, but that people don't realize what a huge part of our economy food service is. It's pretty huge. So I feel the people have the power. That Patti Smith song is popping into my head. I feel like the small businesses are rising up. There's some organizing going on around that. So the Knight of Swords is some communication about that from a man. Okay, so that might be Chuck Schumer. He might have something to do with that, with rallying for the small businesses over the next day. And this is fast-moving energy. That feels like people are going to start to feel more like mobilizing and energized. And this does reek of having had enough of the BS. This is like, I feel something now. I didn't see, there was something like a press conference this afternoon, but I was working, and I feel like it's like, okay, let's really, enough. We've had it. Enough is enough with the lies. We're going to see some people speaking out really loudly, some leaders speaking out really loudly against the lies and the deception between now and tomorrow. Oh, and this is the Five of Cups. I might pick a clarifier. The Five of Cups is a lot of loss. I do feel like we're going to see pockets of the virus hotspots in the places that have relaxed their guidelines. I mean, the ones that are going back to work and doing hairdressing and tattoos and, like that. So I think it comes up quickly. I think over the next 24 hours we're going to see a big spike. That's interesting that I see that happening so quickly. Let's pick one more card and just see. Just see what comes up. I hope you're having a good Friday. You know what? It's TGI Friday day, and even if you haven't had to go to work, do something fun. Celebrate somehow. Celebrate. It's a weekend, even if everything's kind of different now. Why not? Oh, and then the sun card. I was just talking about the sun. Be bright, be happy, find ways. And if you get like all on edge and upset and all like bent out of shape like I did, just don't get upset at yourself for that. Just go, oh well, I'm rolling with the punches, and give yourself credit for how well you have done. Okay? That's the message. The Sun card is a very happy card, and there, the arrow, the Eight of Wands. This is happy. This is happy love. So tune into the Beltane energy, the May Day, celebration. Pick some flowers, plant some flowers, have a good time. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad the day's over. All right, I love you. Check back tomorrow on Saturday. All right, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Email me for a reading. It's always a good time. Bye.